In the summer of 1953, 3 American tourists drove into the remote wilderness of Gaspé, Quebec. They were headed out on a bear hunting trip, the kind of rugged adventure Canadians are known for. They crossed the border, checked into a motel, bought gas, loaded up their green Ford pickup, and they were never seen again. What followed was one of the most infamous murder cases in Canadian history, complete with a rushed investigation, disappearing evidence, and a lonely prospector named Wilbert Coffin. He was arrested, tried, and ultimately executed. But here's the problem. No witnesses, no murder weapon, no actual evidence tying him to the crime. And yet, the case closed. The rope dropped, and Coffin went down in history as one of the most probably innocent men Canada has ever legally unalived. This is the story of Wilbert Coffin, the man who may have been hanged for being in the wrong forest with the wrong lunch. Part 1. 3 men, 1 trip, no return. It's June of 1953. 3 American hunters, Eugene Lindsay, his 17-year-old son Richard, and family friend Frederick Clark, crossed into Quebec from Pennsylvania with a truck, some rifles, and that classic sense of American invincibility. They checked into a motel, grabbed supplies, and drove deep into the Gaspésie woods. Then, as Canadians say when their buddy ghosts them after a bar tab, they disappeared. Weeks passed, no calls, no sightings, not even a postcard. Eventually, local police found their abandoned green Ford pickup. Inside, maps, rifles, food, everything except the men. Then, one by one, the bodies surfaced, partially buried, decomposing, and dumped like someone was really bad at hide and seek. Official cause of death? Violence! Which in 1953 Quebec meant something bad happened. Autopsies were half done, records went missing, and evidence collection was, let's call it interpretive. But the public wanted a killer, and within days, police delivered one. Part 2. The prospector who didn't read the room. Wilbert Coffin was a 41-year-old prospector who lived nearby. The kind of guy who probably smelled like pine needles and loneliness. He told police that he indeed had met the tourists, gave them gas, chatted. Then, after they vanished, he admitted to taking some of their stuff. A few tools, canned food, and clothes. Now that's not great, but it's also not murder. It's more dumb than deadly. But the police spun it as motive. He was broke, he needed money, and he took their stuff. And like any good 1950s detective story, nuance was optional. Coffin tried to explain. I found the truck abandoned, figured they'd broken down or gone home, and I helped myself. You know, like a raccoon in a hardware store. Part 3. Justice served cold and without sauce. Coffin was arrested. He didn't speak fluent French, couldn't afford a lawyer, and the media immediately painted him as a hermit with killer eyes and a suspicious beard. The trial moved faster than a moose on ice skates. No weapon, no blood, no physical evidence. Just a jailhouse snitch who claimed Coffin confessed, but somehow forgot to tell anyone until it got him a lighter sentence. Despite all that, Coffin was found guilty. Appeals? Denied. Prime Minister? Nope. Final meal? Probably just despair and overcooked meatloaf. On February 10th, 1956, Coffin was hanged at Bordeaux prison. His final words? I did not kill those men. I'm dying for a crime I did not commit. Which, let's be honest, is not something you scream unless you mean it. Part 4. And the plot thickens like cold gravy. Years later, new witnesses came forward. Rumors of a smuggling ring, reports of another man seen with the victims. Even the justice minister admitted, off the record, yes, we may have botched that one. Writers, politicians, and podcasters have dissected the case for decades. No one can agree on who did it, but most can agree. Wilbert Coffin probably didn't. He was convicted by a story, not by science. So was Wilbert Coffin a murderer? Or just a hungry guy who took the wrong can of beans, in the wrong woods, at the worst possible time? Because in the end, the case was closed. But the mystery? Still wide open. And somewhere out there, buried in Gaspé's forest, is the truth. Probably next to a file marked, misplaced, do not reopen.